Okay, so I guess we can start now. Excuse me. Naintindihan naman boses ko kahit papaano. So medyo under the weather, inuubo, sinisipon. No? So ito topic natin ngayon, equations of equilibrium. So we will be talking about equilibrium of the three types of force system. So nandyan yung concurrent forces, nandyan yung parallel forces, and nandyan yung non-concurrent and non-parallel forces. Okay, so kamusta pala prelims nyo before anything else? Okay naman? Hello?
Okay
Okay
naman.
naman.
Okay lang po.
So para mas maging okay, so I'll give you +10 lahat. Ayaw niya.
Thank you po, sir.
Thank
Thank
you.
you po. Gusto po.
So yung mga perfect, yung lagpas 50, carry over natin yung plus sa midterms. No? Kasi medyo mahirap yung midterms niyo. So bigyan ko na kayong puhunan sa prelims. Para at least hindi mababa yung scores niyo sa prelims. Okay? Okay ba yan? Ayos ba yan?
Apo, sir. Thank you po. Apo, sir. Thank you po.
Yeah. Napayihay siya. Pero magaganda profile picture nyo ngayon. White background lahat.
Na-record po
Nako,
sa sir, sa isang subject.
sa CAD.
Apo.
So mukhang malinis tingnan. Anyway, so equations of equilibrium. So meron tayong tatlong equations na pwedeng i-apply. Depende kung ano yung force system na ina-analyze natin. So mamaya makikita nyo kung alin yung mga dapat gamiting formula or equations. Depende kung ano yung given sa problem. Okay, and when we talk about equilibrium, so it means your resultant is zero. So yung net force ng lahat ng force na nag-act sa kanya is equal to zero. Meaning your summation Fx, your summation Fy, and your summation moment at any point O, so they are all equal to zero. Since yung resultant mo is zero. Okay? So ibig sabihin lang nun, hindi siya magta-translate or hindi siya mag-move into X and Y direction. And then hindi siya mag-rotate either clockwise or counterclockwise. So nasa equilibrium tayo. So bakit pinag-aaralan natin yung equilibrium? Kasi yun yung pinaka parang concept ng pag-analyze ng structure. Kasi dinidesign natin or ina-analyze natin yung structure as in hindi siya gumagalaw. 'Di ba? Sino ba naman yung civil engineer yung magdi-design ng beam na gumagalaw? Gusto niyo ba yung beam or yung poste ng bahay niyo gumagalaw? Gusto niyo? Nagro-rotate, nag-move sa
Ayaw po.
horizontal or vertically? 'Di ba ayaw niya? So, yun yung ibig sabihin ng equilibrium. So, parang dinidesign natin yung structure na dapat equilibrium siya or balance lahat. Hindi siya magro-rotate, hindi siya mag-move. Okay? So, yun yung ginagawa natin sa structural engineering. So, habang tumatagal, may encounter nyo yun. And then, yung moment nung na nire-resist nung beam, wherein dun kinukuha yung number of rebars, kung ilan ba yung bakal na gagamitin. So, under siya ng equilibrium. Okay? So, wag mo na yung pag-isipan muna natin. No? So, wag yung muna yung higher years, yung ngayon muna. So, pag-usapan natin yung unit outcomes for today. So, you are expected to determine the three equations of equilibrium. So, alam niyo na to, coming from Physics 111. So, they are summation Fx is equal to 0, summation Fy is equal to 0, and summation moment is equal to 0. Yes, Kenshin. May question ka? Hello, Kenshin?
Sorry po sir, napindot lang po.
Okay lang. Sige. No problem. And then apply those three equations to concurrent force system, parallel force system, and non-concurrent, non-parallel force system. So, lagay ko lang, no? So, parallel, non-concurrent, and non-parallel. So, yan yung tatlong didiscuss natin, no? So, medyo mahaba lang ng konti. Siguro before 12, tapos naman tayo, no? Or past 12, hanggang 120 naman tayo. Pero di ko ubusin yung 3 hours, more or less than 2 hours. More or less less than, basta hindi tayo lalagpas 2 hours. Okay, so yun yung topic natin ngayon, tatlong force system, tatlong equations of equilibrium. So, concept-wise, so the body is said to be in equilibrium if the resultant of all forces acting on it is zero. And there are two major types of static equilibrium, namely translational equilibrium, meaning hindi siya magta-translate into x and y direction. So it means your summation fx is 0 and summation fy is also 0. And then rotational equilibrium yung isang type. So it means hindi siya mag-move or hindi siya mag-rotate, I mean. So your summation moment is equal to 0. Okay? And then concurrent force system is our applicable na formula are the two translational equilibrium equation, which are summation fx is 0 and summation fy is 0. Bakit? Kasi ang concurrent force system natin, familiar kayo dyan, lahat sila nagmi-meet at a certain point or at a common point. Okay? Wherein kapag nag-moment ka dito, ano yung moment ng lahat ng forces na yan? 0, di ba? So it means walang silbi kung gagamitin natin yung summation moment. So hindi na siya sinama. So that's why summation fx and summation fy na lang yung ginamit. Okay, so saan ginagamit yung concurrent force system? So gagamitin natin to sa method of joints. Okay, so analysis of trusses. Using method of joints. Okay, so later on, sa next meeting, so pupunta tayo sa trusses or analysis of structures. Unahin natin yung trusses. So apply natin yung natutunan nyo dito dun sa topic natin next week. Okay, and then the second force system is parallel force system. So aware na kayo kung ano yung parallel force system. So lahat ng given are either, lahat sila pababa or pataas. Ibig sabihin vertical yung orientation nila. And pwede din naman silang maging horizontal. Depende sa given dun sa problem. Kaya ang formula na applicable sa kanila are summation fx or fy yan. So depende sa given. Okay, and then summation moment at point O is equal to 0. So normally, ang ginagamit natin dito is, or ginagamitan natin ng parallel force system in solving for reaction at supports. Okay, so ginagamit yan para mabalance natin yung mga system natin kasi ang alam mo lang external loads, no? Ano yung reaction ngayon dun sa support. So later on, madidiscuss yan kung paano mag-solve ng reaction sa supports. Okay, and then concurrent and parallel force system, so they are summation fx is equal to 0, summation fy is equal to 0, and summation moment is equal to 0. Meaning lahat ng formula natin magagamit na natin. So for example, so normally ito yung nakikita nyo sa actual, no? So kung mapapansin nyo kasi, kung aware kayo sa structural analysis or sa structural design, kung may mga nakikita kayong mga frame system sa Facebook or sa internet, no? So in real life, ganito yung frame ng structure natin. No? So yung horizontal component siya yung mga beams, and then yung area na to siya yung slab or yung flooring sa second floor, sa third floor, or roof deck, no? And then the vertical components sila yung column. So normally they are subjected to vertical loads. No, sometimes it is a uniformly distributed load, minsan concentrated load, and sometimes they are dead load or life load. And then so subjected din sila sa mga horizontal or lateral forces, which is commonly used sa structural design, no? Yung mga horizontal forces sila yung lateral forces. So wind load, di ba, may load yung wind natin, and then kapag may earthquake, lateral movements din yung nangyayari. Okay, so kung papansin nyo, meron kang X force or forces along the X axis or X direction, and you have your Y or forces along the Y direction, and then you have a moment. But magmo-moment ka dito, so may mapoproduce na moment yung mga forces na given natin. Okay, so saan nanggagaling yung mga forces na yan? Yung dead load, yung wind load, saka yung live load, saka yung earthquake load. So nanggagaling yan sa NSCP 2015 or yung National Structural Code of the Philippines. Okay, so diniderive yung mga values niyan, and then depende kung ano yung purpose ng structure, kung ano purpose ng building, no? So, yan, tas depende sa location, yung earthquake load saka yung wind load. Okay? Gets nyo? Ano lang naman yan, concept-wise, no? So, punta tayo sa problem solving if you don't have any question. May question ba? Maliwanag naman or naintindihan naman? May naintindihan ba?
Yes po.
Meron po.
Okay. So, punta tayo sa concurrent force system before we proceed with problem 1 and 2. So, nabanggit na kanina yung formulas involving sa concurrent force system. So, they are summation Fx is equal to 0 and summation Fy is equal to 0. Okay, and then may important points lang na kailangan yung tandaan. So, two forces are in equilibrium if they are equal and oppositely directed. So, for example, you have a 50 kilonewton upward. So, magiging equilibrium lang yung object na to kung magkakaroon din siya ng 50 kilonewton force na downward. Okay? Wherein kapag nag-summation Fx ka dyan is 0, summation moment is 0, and then summation Fy, which is 50 minus 50. So, they are equal to 0 or it is equal to 0. So, meaning, kapag equal to 0 yung tatlo na yan, ibig sabihin, nasa equilibrium yung object natin. Same goes with horizontal forces. So, kung may 20 kilonewton ka dyan, magiging equilibrium lang yung object na to kung meron kang 20 kilonewton to the left. Okay? Nasusundan? So, that's the important point number 1. Number 2, tricoplanar forces in equilibrium are concurrent. So, if you have three forces, so para maging equilibrium sila, dapat na concurrent sila or magpo-form sila ng force triangle. Okay? So, same goes with 3 or more concurrent force systems in equilibrium form a closed polygon when connected into head-to-tail manner. So, paano yan? So, for example, you have 4 forces. So, ito si F1, ito si F2, this is your F3, and this is your F4. Okay, so kung i-drawing natin siya in head-to-tail manner, so this is your F1. So, normally, kasunod niya yung F2. And then F3. And then F4. Okay? So, they will form a closed polygon. No, kung 5 sila, pentagon, no? Kung 6, hexagon, kung 7, heptagon. No? So ganun yung normally ginagamit siya sa graphical method. No? O mag-graphical method tayo. Pero hindi na natin kailangan mag-graphical method. No? So solve na lang natin siya using calculation, no? So that's your concurrent force system. May question ba? Kate Lian, may question ka?
Wala po.
Aya. Tolentino. Do you have any question? Okay. Jessie, rolo na. May question? Desiree. Okay, wala. So, proceed tayo problem solving. So, problem number 1. So, the figure represents the concurrent force system acting at a joint of a bridge truss. So, truss yan. Tapos, concurrent force system. So, nabanggit ko na kanina, di ba? Kapag method of joints, ang gagamitin natin sa pag-analyze ng truss. So, gagamit ka ng concurrent force system. Okay? So, the system, determine the values of PF to maintain equilibrium of the forces. Okay? So, since concurrent forces yan, or concurrent force system, so dalawa lang yung applicable na formula. So, they are summation Fx and summation Fy, which are both equal to 0. Okay? So, if that's the case, so may dalawang method dyan. So, it's either you can use your calculator using mode 5.1 or mode 5 two unknowns. Dun sa mga sa mga Canon yung calculator. Dun sa mga Casio, it is mode 5.1. Wherein, kailangan yung format ng equation mo is in this format. Okay, so a sub n multiplied by x plus b sub n multiplied by y, I mean is equal to cn, sorry, or c sub n, not plus. Okay, so paano mo magagawa yan? Kailangan mo muna magkaroon ng dalawang equation. So saan manggagaling yung dalawang equation? Yung una sa summation fx is equal to 0. Lahat kayo marunong kumuha ng x and y components, di ba? So that's a topic at Physics 111 and yung prelims, no, second meeting, diniscuss natin yan. So summation fx tayo. So it is f cosine of 60 minus p cosine of 15 and then minus 400 times cosine of 30. So saan galing si 30? Yung 45 is ito. No? So this is 30. Obvious naman, no, kasi 60 yung angle niya from the y-axis. So meaning yung angle niya from the x-axis is 30 degrees. Okay? And then plus 0, which is the x component of 200 Newton, and then plus 300, which is going to the right. No? So horizontal force, that's why yung fx niya, siya na rin mismo. So kailangan nandito yung format natin wherein yung an, siya yung coefficient. And then yung x naman, sa case natin, siya yung f. Yung bn, siya yung coefficient ng second variable. Wherein yung y natin, siya naman yung p. And then yung cn, siya yung constant. Okay? So simplify natin to. So this is f cosine of 60 minus p cosine of 15. So simplify natin yung constant, negative 400 cosine of 30 plus 300 is equal to negative 46.4102 is equal to 0. So pa-check ako ng computation. Parang tahimik niya. First subject niya ba to?
Hindi po, sir.
Ayan, so negative 46.4102.
Sir,
So, yes?
pwede pong, ano po, todo nyo sa calc nyo po, pwede pong patingin po kung paano po yung sa ANX, kung paano po yung input, sir.
Hindi, mamaya. Ano pa lang tayo? Equation 1 pa lang tayo. Wala pang
Okay po,
equation.
thank you po.
Sige, mamaya. Papakita ko naman. And then, f cosine of 60 minus p cosine of 15 is equal to 46.4102. Okay, so this will be your equation 1. Okay? So, parehas na ng format, di ba? So, this is your x, this is your a, yung cosine of 60. Yung p, siya yung y mo, and then yung negative cosine of 15, siya yung bn mo. Sama yung negative sign, no? And then yung c mo or yung constant is 46.4102. Okay, so mamaya pakita ko kung paano ini-input. So punta muna tayo sa equation 2. So magagaling yung equation 2, magagaling siya sa summation fy is equal to 0, wherein y components naman yung kukuhanin natin. So f sine of 60 plus p sine of 15. So they are both positive, pataas sila. And then minus 400 sine of 30 minus 200 and plus 0, which is the y component of 300. And they are all equal to 0 since summation fy daw is equal to 0. Okay, so simplify natin. So this is f sine of 60 plus p sine of 15 minus 400. So 400 to, no? So negative 400 sine. Okay, negative 400 sine of 30 and minus 200. So that's negative 400 and then equal to 0. So it will become f sine of 60 plus p sine of 15 is equal to 400. So this will be your equation 2. Okay? So you have your two equations. So punta tayo dun sa calculator. So, dun sa mode 5.1. So, mode 5.1. Ito, ANX plus BNX is equal to CN. Or sa canon, makikita nyo dyan, after mode 5, makikita nyo 2 unknowns, 3 unknowns. So, dun ka sa 2 unknowns. No? So, mode 5.1 tayo. So, ito yung makita mo table. No? So, kung kokopyahin natin yung table, walang upuan. So, and so this is your A, this is your B, this is your C. And then this is your what? First equation, second equation. So, do sa first equation, your A is cosine of 60. And then yung B mo is negative cosine of 15. And then this is 46.4102. Okay? Do sa second equation, your A is sine of 60. Your B is sine of 15. And your constant C is 400. So, ayan yung mga input niya sa calculator. Okay, so pindutin mo lang yung cosine of 60 and then press the equal sign. Nandun na siya dun sa A1. So sa B1, negative cosine of 15. So yun na yun. And then 46.4102. Okay, and then sine of 60 equal sign and then sine of 15 and then 400. Okay. Okay na, Clint?
Opo, sir. Thank you po.
Okay. So, para mapalabas mo yung sagot, which is yung X and Y, which is equivalent to F and P sa case natin. So, press mo lang yung equal sign ng 2 beses or isang beses lang. And then, that's your P. That's your F, which is yung X. Ito, kung mapapansin nyo to. Di ba? X is F. So, ang F daw natin, using mode 5.1, is 412.44 Newton. Okay, and your F is 165.44 then. No? So, press mo lang yung equal sign or down arrow or arrow down. Ayan, 165.44. So, that's your Y or yung P natin. Okay, nasusundan? So, yung mga nag-physics sa akin, alam niyo na yan. Yung mode 5.1. May question ba so far? Hello?
Wala naman po.
Wala po.
Wala po.
Okay, so punta tayo sa long method, which is method of substitution. No? So I solved F in terms of P. So this is from equation 1. So your F is 46.412. 4102. Plus P cosine of 15 divided by cosine of 60. Okay, alam niyo kung saan nanggaling yan, no? So nilipat ko lang to dito. So that's why naging positive and then dinivide ko both sides by cosine of 60. Okay? And then substitute natin tong buong value na to dito kay F. Okay? So it will become, so this will be your equation 2. So 46.4102 times sine of 60. So pag iwalayin ko na, divided by cosine of 60 plus P cosine of 15 times sine of 60 divided by cosine of 60. Okay, so that's your F sine of 60. And then plus P sine of 15 is equal to 400. Okay, nasundan? Okay. And then transpose ko sa kabila yung constant and then i-factor out ko to. No? So it will become P is equal to 400 minus 46.41. 02 sine of 60 over cosine of 60. Okay, divided by cosine of 15 sine of 60 over cosine of 60 plus sine of 15. Okay, so that's your P. So, ano mas gusto niyo? Long method, short method?
Mabilis po yung mode 5.1, sir.
Okay, mas mabilis talaga yung mode 5.1. Which is hindi naman cheat yun, no? Hindi naman siya cheat code. So, function siya ng calculator. So, kailangan yung gamitin ng maayos yung function ng calculator niya. So, part siya ng calculator niya. So, ibig sabihin, allowed siya. Saka tuturo din naman sa inyo sa review yun. So, turo ko na sa inyo ngayon. So, ayan. Ito yung P natin, which is 165.44. Okay? Parehas lang yung sagot, no? And solving for F, it is 46.4102 plus P, which is 165.44 cosine of 15 divided by cosine of 60. So if you solve that, it is equal to 412. So this is your F, no? So yun din siya. 412.44. Nasolve niyo ba? So pakita na natin. So yeah, 412.43. Ayan. So, medyo magkalapit naman. No? So, allowed pa rin naman yan. Yun pa din naman yung sagot. Okay, may question ba so far sa problem number 1? Wala naman. Hello?
Wala po, sir.
Mark Ferrer, may question ka?
Wala po.
Rolando, may question ka?
Wala naman po.
Jerica? Wala si Jerica. Maria Cristina, may question ka?
Wala po.
Rosebel?
Wala po.
Okay. So, let's proceed with problem 2. It seems wala naman tanong, no? Sa problem 2, irapan natin ng konti lang. No? So, the system of knotted cords shown in the figure below supported the indicated weights. So, compute the tensile force in each cord. So, alam niyo behavior ng tension or tensile force? No? So, it is to pull away or to pull, no? So, pag pahatak, lagi siyang papalayo sa joint. So, if this is your J1, breadth, J1 breadth, J1 low, J1 mid. And then J2 or joint 2. So, system siya ng knotted cords. So, normally system siya ng concurrent forces, no? So, pinapahanap yung tensile force in each cord. So, it means lahat yan may tension, no? Okay, and then ang direction niya is to pull. So, pahatak lagi yan or papalayo sa joint. So, yan yung mga arrows natin. No? So, kung titingnan mo yung J1, so if this is your Cartesian plane, you have here your 300 kilonewton. And then you have here your C. And you have here your B. And you have here your A. Okay, so kung yan yung FBD natin. And then for the angle, so since this is 30 degrees, so matic, ito 60 degrees. Tama, mali?
Tama po.
Tama. And then if this is 105, yung angle between B and C, okay, yung 105, so 60 or 105 minus 60, ito yung angle B from the x-axis. Okay, gets nyo yan?
Yes
Okay,
po.
mukha naman gets, no? And then, punta tayo doon sa J2. So sa J2, ito yung makikita mo, ito yung joint natin. And then you have here your D, which is attention. So pull pa rin yung direction natin. And then this is your C. And then this is your 400 kilonewton. So what will be the angle now? So ano yung angle ni C? So this is still 30 degrees. Kagaya lang nito from the y-axis. No, naka-indicate naman, no? And then ano yung angle ni T? 45 or 75?
75 po.
Okay, so this is 75. So tama yung 75, no? Bakit? Kasi 75 plus 30 is 105. So it means obtuse angle siya, no? Which is obtuse angle naman talaga siya. Hindi siya pwedeng maging 45 kasi pag 45 yan, ibig sabihin 75 yung total. Hindi naman siya acute angle, di ba? So it is an obtuse angle. So meaning 75 talaga yung angle ni D from the y-axis. Okay. So you have your two equations, summation fx is equal to 0 and summation fy is equal to 0. So alin yung pipiliin natin or alin yung uunahin natin? Si J1 ba or si J2? Ano unahin natin?
J1 po.
J1? Paano mo nasabi? So hindi pwedeng unahin si J1. Bakit? Kasi dalawa lang yung equations mo. No? So pag dalawa yung equations mo, dapat yung isa-solve mo una, dalawa lang yung unknowns. Okay, so hindi mo masasolve si A, B, C using just two equations only. No, so di siya pwede. J2 yung unahin natin. So sa J2 ay yung summation fx is equal to 0. So it is negative C sine of 30 plus D sine of 75 is equal to 0. Okay? And then summation fy tayo is equal to 0. So you have your C cosine of 30 okay, and then plus D cosine of 75 and then minus 400. So simplify natin to. So it's C cosine of 30 plus D cosine of 75 is equal to 400. Okay, and then you can apply mode 5.1. And this is your C and then this is your D. Okay, marunong mag-mode 5.1. Hindi ko nasusulat yung table, no? So it is negative sine 30. Okay, and then positive sine 75. And then 0. Okay, and then cosine of 30, cosine of 75, and then 400. So what's your C? Sige nga. Kayo muna. Sige. What's your C? Parehas tayo na nakuha. Okay, so this is your C, 400. And then this is your Y. Or your D, which is 207.06. Okay, so kung long method tayo, so this is your C in terms of D. So lipat ko lang sa kabila to. So magiging positive yung C and then divide ko both sides by sine of 30. So your C is equal to D sine of 75 over sine of 30. And then I'll substitute this value to this C. No? So it will become D sine 75 cosine of 30 divided by sine of 30 plus D cosine of 75 is equal to 400. Okay, so your D now is equal to 400 excuse over so 400 over sine of 75 cosine of 30 divided by sine of 30 plus cosine of 75. So this is your D. Okay, so pakita lang natin. Para bumalik dun sa normal, so it is mode 1. So it is 400 over sine of 75 divided by tangent of 30. And then plus cosine of 75. Syntax error, kulang o parenthesis. So that's 207.06. Nasusundan pa? So to solve for C, it is 207.06 times sine of 75 divided by sine of 30. So this is equal to 400.01 kilonewton, which is still equal to 400 kilonewton. Okay? May question ba regarding sa joint 2?
Wala po, sir. Wala po.
Okay, so you have now your value of C, which is 400. So it means this is also 400. So nakita nyo na important points kanina, yung number 1. So yung C, saka yung C dito. So they are equal and they are oppositely directed. So pag pinagsama ko sila, it means they are still in equilibrium. Tama? So tama yun, no? So punta tayo kay J1. Okay, and first, so I use Fy is equal to 0. Bakit? Kasi pag inuna ko si Fx, dalawa yung unknown. So nandyan si A, nandyan si B. Pero pag inuna ko si Fy, meron bang Y component si A? Wala naman, di ba? So it means I can immediately solve for B, which is using summation Fy is equal to 0. So it is B sine of 45 minus 300 and minus 400 sine of 60 is equal to 0. Kasi nga, 0 yung Y component ni A. Kasi horizontal force siya. Okay? Nasundan? So solving for B, it is sine of 45, no? So 300 plus 400 sine of 60 divided by sine of 45. So this is your B. So this is 914.16 yata or baliktad. 916.14. So pa-solve na lang ako. So what's your answer?
Tama lang, sir.
So 914.16. Your B. Okay, and then after that, you can solve for A using summation Fx. Okay, so hindi lagi nauna si Fx saka si Fy, no? So pili kayo dun sa situation kung saan may makukuha kayo agad. Okay, so this is negative A plus B sine of 45, which is 914.16 sine of 45 and plus 400 cosine of 60. So this is cosine of 45. Pero equal lang naman sila. Yun. So tama natin. Okay, so your A is equal to 914.16 cosine of 45 plus 400 Okay, so ang nilipat ko, si A yung nilipat ko sa kabila, no? Kaya naging positive siya. So this is your A. So what's your A? 800. Ano yung A mo? $846.41. Okay, thank you, Clint. Okay, so that's your A, B, C, D. No, yung tension sa A, sa B, sa C, and sa D. Okay, so concurrent forces lang yan. No? So, kaya? Naintindihan? Or may tanong? So, sabihin nyo lang pag may tanong kayo. So, talo yung T1 kanina sa game 1. So, anyway, so this is your practice problem. So, try nyo na lang mamaya if you have time. No? Okay, so parallel force system tayo. So again, alam niyo yung parallel force system, yung resultant niya paano kumuha, no? So it is summation F and summation moment then to solve for D. But this time, hinahanapin natin yung mga unknown forces. Hindi natin hahanapin yung resultant nila. Kasi alam naman natin kapag equilibrium, yung resultant niya is 0. Okay? So ano yung hanapin natin? So nawawala dito yung mga reactions sa support or simply yung mga reactions. No? So kung vertical forces lahat ng given, definitely yung reaction mo are vertical reaction. Okay? So nabanggit ko na kanina, isosolve natin yung mga reactions. So these are the conditions of static equilibrium pag parallel forces yung usapan. So summation F is equal to 0 and sum of moment at any point O is 0 or summation moment O is 0. Okay? So opposite tayo sa problem 1, involved pa din dito yung mga distributed loads, no, yung rectangular, triangular load and trapezoidal load. Okay? So determine the reactions for the beam shown in the figure. So this is the figure which came from matalino.com or dun sa libro lang ni Ferdinand Singer na Engineering Mechanics, yung kulay blue. Okay, so ang goal natin or ang hinahanap sa problem, yung reactions at point 1 or reaction 1 and reaction 2. Okay, so let's say this is your point A, this is your point B, your point C, your point D, and your point E. Okay, applicable daw na formula are summation F. So this time Fy tayo kasi vertical forces tayo, no? And then summation moment at any point O is equal to 0. But take note of this, no? So bigyan ko kayo ng tips or ito talaga yung actual step, no? So the first step is you'll apply summation moment at any point of support or point of unknown. Okay. So magmo-moment ka at any point of support, reaction, or unknown. So for example, ito yung given natin. So saan ako magmo-moment dyan? Which is the first step. Saan? Saang point? Sige nga.
Point B, sir.
Okay. So it's either point B or point T. Di ba? So bakit doon ako magmo-moment? Bakit sa point of unknown pa? Bakit? Pag nag-moment ba ako sa B, may moment ba si R1? Meron, wala. Low. Lahat kaya marunong mag-moment. Oo, dapat, 'di ba? Kasi nag-resultant na tayo. Dapat marunong kayo mag-moment. So, pag nag-moment ako sa B, may moment ba si R1? Meron, wala. Kayla. TJ, Leslie. Yes, Kyla. Meron ba? Wala.
Wala po.
Okay, so walang moment si R1 about point B. Bakit? Kasi tumama siya sa point B, di ba? Or wala siyang perpendicular distance. Meaning, may eliminate natin si R1. So, may iwanan na lang na unknown is R2. So, masasolve na natin si R2 pag nag-moment ako sa B. Or, kung gusto mo unahin yung moment sa D, may eliminate yung moment ni R2 or zero yung moment ni R2. Therefore, may eliminate siya. And ang matitira na lang sa atin is R1. So, you can solve for R1. Naintindihan niya? Yung concept, bakit iyon lagi yung unang ginagawa. Okay, and then the second step will be summation forces vertical is equal to 0. Okay, so start tayo. So, summation moment at B is equal to 0. So, pakita ko rin yung moment sa D mamaya. Okay, so first, unahin muna natin. Unahin pa natin. No? So, solve muna natin yung resultant neto ni 100 pounds-feet or yung uniformly distributed load natin. So, this is 100 times 14 or WL. No? So, which is equal to 1/4. Okay, gets nyo? Area lang ng rectangle. So, your height is 100 and your length is 14, 6 plus 8. Okay? And then this is 7 feet. Bakit? Kasi sabi dun sa definition ng resultant ng distributed load, the value of the resultant of the distributed load is equal to the area of that distributed load and it acts on the centroid of that area. Okay? Kung natatandaan nyo yan, no? So, therefore, this is also 7 feet. So, kalahati-kalahati. L over 2, L over 2. Okay, so if this is 7, and then this is 8, yung buo na to. So, ano yung distance na to? Ano yung distance ni 1/4 from point B? Anyone? Anong distance niya? Hello?
1.
1. Lagyan natin question mark. Or final answer na yung 1. How about the others?
1 din, sir.
1 din. Okay, so it's 1. No? Buo yung 8, so minus 7, so that's 1. Okay, nalilito pa ako sa distance, no? Sa centroid. Pero gets naman kung bakit naging 1. So, lagay natin dito. Yan, naintindihan na? So, kung yung buo na to 8, ito 7. So, therefore, 1 to. Okay? Gets niya? Hello?
Yes,
Opo.
Yes po. Yes, sir.
Okay. So, gets naman, no? So, pwede na tayo mag-moment. Okay, bilisan natin konti para makapag-plunge na kayo. Okay, summation moment at B. So, it is negative 300 times 6. And plus 1/4 times 1. Minus R2 times 10. And plus 400 times 14 is equal to 0. May question? Sige, tanong lang kayo pagka di nyo alam. Tanong kayo kung saan nanggaling yung mga values na yan. Or alam nyo na, so we can continue.
Yung 7, sir, saan po nanggaling?
Yung 7, ito. Ito ba?
Opo, yung nasa taas.
So, kalahati nung 14. So, di ba 14 yung L mo? So, this is L over 2. And then this is L over 2. So, centroid ng rectangle.
Okay po, sir. Thank you.
Okay? So, may question pa? So, negative si 300 kasi counterclockwise yung ikot niya about point B. Ang distance niya is 6 feet. And then, yung 1,4 naman will produce a clockwise moment about point B. So, it means it is a positive moment multiplied by 1. So, distance niya is 1 from point B. Si R2 negative, it will have a counterclockwise rotation. Okay, ang distance niya from point B is 8 plus 2. So, that's 10. And then plus 400, which is a clockwise moment. That's why it's positive. And times 14. So that's 8 plus 2 plus 4. Okay, nasundan? And solving for R2, transpose ko lang sa kabila para siya yung maging positive. And then this will become 1,4 times 1 minus 300 times 6 plus 400 times 14 divided by 10. So your R2 is equal to 580 pounds. 580 ba? Or 520?
520, sir.
Okay, 520. Tinitingnan ko lang kung nagsasolve kayo. So, it's 520. Okay. So, na-refresh na ako paano mag-moment. So, I use summation Fy now is equal to 0. So, dito lahat ng clockwise, positive, counterclockwise, negative. Pag summation Fy ka, positive pa din yung pataas, pababa pa din yung, negative pa din yung pababa. Okay, so it will become R1 plus R2, which is equal to 520 according to summation moment at B is equal to 0. And then minus 300 minus 1,4 and minus 400 is equal to 0. So your R1 is 300 plus 1,4 plus 400 minus 520. So this is your R1. So what's your R1? Calcu. Mga nagka-calcu, sila yung napapractice.
1,580.
Okay, so that's 1,580. Thank you, Riza. Or you can use summation moment at D is equal to 0 to solve for R1. Okay, kasi pag nag-moment ako kay D, 0 yung R2 or yung moment ni R2. So therefore, may eliminate siya. So we can solve for R1. So try natin. Para marunong kayong mag-moment. No? So negative 300 times, what's the distance from point D? Sige, tingnan natin kung marunong na mag-moment. Hello?
16, sir.
16. Okay. Thank you, Jerome. Plus R1, which is multiplied by. Sige,
10.
guys. 10. Thank you. Sino yan? Si Kyle? Kyle ba yun?
Yes po.
And then minus 1,4 times. Sige, kahit sino.
7.
7. Kyle, ano sa'yo?
9.
9. Okay, 9. So, saan galing si 9? 7 saka 3, 2. Or 10 minus 1. Okay, and then plus 400 times 4. Ito hindi ko natatanong yan. Obvious naman 4, no? Is equal to 0. So, solve natin si R1. So, lipat ko yung constant, lahat ng constant sa right-hand side ng equation natin. So, it's 1,4 times 9 plus 300 times 16 minus 400 times 4. And then divided by 10. So, what's your R1? So, it must be the same, no? So, tingnan natin kung same siya. syntax error. So that's also 1580. So pili kayo kung saan kayo mas komportable, no? Pero pag ako yung nagsasolve sa on my own, no? So tatlo yung ginagawa ko, tatlo na yan. So para ma-check kung tama ba yung yung sinosolve ko. Okay? So that's your problem number 1 for parallel forces. So proceed tayo problem 2. Kung wala kayong tanong. Okay, problem 2. So seems wala naman tanong, no? So ganun pa din, no? So let's say this is your point A and then this is your point B. So your first step is summation moment at point of unknown or point of support. So moment ako sa A. So nasanay kami na sa kaliwa lagi nagmo-moment. No, para same lahat yung direction ng pababa sa kanan pataas. So pag pababa ka, pag nag-moment ka sa kaliwa, pag pababa yung force mo, pag nasa kanan siya, so it means clockwise siya, positive siya. Kung pataas naman yung force mo doon, nasa kanan siya nung point A, so it means counterclockwise yung direction niya. Okay, para na lang kung ganito, kagaya nung kanina. Ito. Pababa to, kaso negative siya kasi nasa kaliwa siya. Anyway, basta clockwise, counterclockwise, alam niyo naman na yun. No? So, but first, kuhanin muna natin yung mga resultant natin. Kasi meron tayong distributed loads. Pero kung master niyo naman siya, kahit hindi niyo na-drawing dito. No, which is ganun yung ginagawa namin pag pagtungtong niyo ng higher years. No, so, pakita ko lang, hindi na namin ginagawa, kinukuha pa yung resultant, pati yung centroid, para lang ma-solve mo. Ayan. So, for example, ito, 8 times 6 times 3. That's WL times L over 2, di ba? Ito. Nakikita nyo? So, 8 yung height, 6 yung length niya, tapos yung distance niya is 3. So, that's 8 times 6 times 3. So, wala na yung resultant niya. Hindi na namin ginagamit. Teka lang. Pakita ko lang sa inyo na hindi na siya ginagamit normally. Ayan, wala din siya. So that's 400 times 3 times 1.5. 400 yung W, yung L mo is 3, 2 plus 1. Tapos kalahati ng L. So that's 1.5. So mapapractice din kayo habang tumatagal na ganun yung gagawin nyo. No? So dapat ganun yung mangyayari sa inyo pag tungtong nyo ng higher years. Yung hindi na ginagawang ganito. So 6 times 3, so this is 18. And then this is 1/2. WL, so that's 15 times 3. Or equal siya sa 22.5. Okay? And then centroid natin, so this is 1.5. This is 1.5. And then this is 2L over 3. So this is 2. And then this is L over 3 or 1. 1 meter. Okay, so moment tayo sa A is equal to 0. So it will become 12 times 1.5 plus 18 multiplied by, what's the distance of 18 about point A? Ano distance natin? Hello?
3, sir.
3. Okay, so saan nanggaling yung 3? So it is 1.5 plus 1.5. And then plus 22.5 multiplied by, yes Kyle, ang distance natin.
6.5, sir.
Okay, 6.5. So saan nanggaling si 6.5? 1.5 plus 3 plus 2. Which is etong 2, etong 3, sa etong 1.5. And then minus R2 times 7.5. Okay? So simplify natin para ma-solve natin si R2. So lipat ko siya sa kabilang side para siya yung maging positive. And then 12 times 1.5 plus 18 times 3. So alam na ako saan nanggaling yung 3, no? and then plus 22.5 times 6.5 divided by 7.5. So this is your R2. So equal siya sa 29.1 kilonewton or 23.4. Alin ba? Alin ba yung tama? So kayo yung last section para dito, no? Kaya huwag kayong magtaka kung kabisado ko na yung sagot, no? And summation FY tayo to solve for R1. No? So minus 12, minus 18, and then minus 22.5, and plus 29.1. Okay? Gets ba? Negative lahat ng downward forces and positive yung upward forces. So this is your R1. Is equal to 23.4 kilonewton. Okay? So pa-check na lang ako ano kung tama nga yung mga nakabisado ko. So punta tayo sa moment sa point P. Okay? Or, no? So pwedeng ito yung maging solution nyo for R1. So it is R1 times 7.5 positive and then negative 12 times. Sige nga. What's the distance of 12? From point B. Ito. Hello? 6? Tama?
Po.
And then si 18. Positive, negative.
Negative.
Ano distance? Sige nga. Yes, Leia.
4.5 siya.
Okay, 4.5. And then 22.5. Positive, negative.
Negative siya.
Times 1. Okay? So your R1 is equal to 12 times 6 plus 18 times 4.5 and plus 22.5 divided by 7.5. So multiply natin ng 1. So your R1 must be equal to 23.4. No? So yun, that's 23.1. I mean 23.4, sorry. Okay, may question ba so far? So we can proceed with problem 3. Wala naman. Okay, problem 3 tayo. So this is a combination of two parallel forces. So gaya kanina sa system of knotted cords. So ganun din dito. No, so the upper beam shown in the figure is supported at D and a roller at C, which separates the upper and lower beams. So determine the values of the reaction at A, B, C, and D. So neglect the weight of the beams. So if I'm about to draw yung free body diagram niya, so magmi-meet sila at this point, at point C. Okay? So if this is your upper beam, meron kang 60 kilonewton, you have here 190 kilonewton. And then sa every support, meron kang reaction lagi. No? So this is your dy. And then this is your cy. Okay, so support ni cy saka ni dy yung 160 saka yung 190 kilonewton. So ang distances nila, so this is 4 meters daw. This is also 4 meters. Tapos ang total distance ni cy saka ni dy is 10. So therefore, this is 6 meters. Okay, and then meron kang lower beam. So sa lower beam, you have here your A and your B. So you have here AY and BY. So you have here 400 kilonewton. And meron kang CY dito. So ibig sabihin lang nun, yung load na 60 saka 190, pag kinuha mo yung reaction sa CY saka sa DY, matatransfer yung load na yon sa lower beam at point C. Gets nyo? Okay. So parang yung kanina lang na knotted cords. Yun nga lang, tension siya. Ito, support siya. So ibig sabihin, pag support siya, reaction siya, pataas siya dito kay CY sa upper beam and then pababa naman siya dito kay lower beam. Diba? Kasi for example, nakatungtong ka sa point C. Diba? Which is the case for upper beam. So nakatungtong siya at point C. So anong direction ng load mo dito? Pataas, pababa? Pababa, di ba? Gets niya? So pag nakapatong ka or nakatungtong ka dun sa isang beam, so ibig sabihin, pababa yung force mo nun. Okay, gets niya? Or kapag pinagsama natin sila, since upward nga, or support yung CY, ibig sabihin upward siya, therefore, magiging pababa dapat yung CY sa lower beam. Kasi para pag pinagsama natin sila, pagka kinuha natin yung summation FY niya, dapat 0 siya. Di ba? Gets? Sige, sagot kayo kung na-gets niya. Kung hindi, saang part hindi na-gets? Hello? Sige, okay, mahiya. Okay, gets naman, no? So, I guess, gets niya. So, distances, ganun din. 4 meters, 6 meters, and 4 meters. So, unahin natin yung upper beam. Kasi yun naman talaga yung first step. Okay, so summation moment at C is equal to 0. So you have negative 60 times 4 plus 190 times 6 and then minus dy times 10 is equal to 0. So dito ako nag-moment. Okay, so this will become your dy. So lipat ko sa kabila para siya yung maging positive. So this is 190 times 6 minus 60 times 4 divided by 10. So your dy is equal to tama?
Yes po.
Okay, and using summation Fy is equal to 0. So upper beam pa din tayo, no? So you have your Cy plus 90 which is your dy and then minus 60 minus 190. So your Cy is equal to 190 plus 60 minus 90. So therefore your Cy is 160 kilonewton. Okay? So this is 160, this is also 160. Okay, and then punta tayo sa lower beam. So this is summation moment at A is equal to 0. So therefore, we can solve for By. So it is 400 times 4 minus By times 10 and then plus 160 times 14. So this is your By. Lipat ko sa kabila para siya yung maging positive. So divided by 10. 10, naging 100 na. So what's your By? 384. Yeah, solve niya.
$384.
Okay, so that's 384. Okay, and then to follow yung AY which can be solved using summation Fy is equal to 0. So this is your AY minus 400 which is a downward force. CBY is 384 and then minus 160. So what's your AY? Lipat mo lahat sa kabila yung constant. So it is 560 minus 384 or equal siya sa 176. Tama? 176? Okay, tama yan. Tama ba?
Apo, sir.
Okay. So that's your parallel forces or parallel force system. Okay, so you have your practice problem, 4 siya. So try nyo lang sagutin. Madali lang naman siya. Para lang ma-practice kayo mag-moment kasi gagamitin natin siya sa analysis of stresses. Okay, so down to the last 2 problems, last topic tayo. So non-concurrent, non-parallel force system. So tingin ko kaya pa naman, no? Kaya niyo pa? 2 formulas pa lang naman ginagamit natin. No? 3 equations lang naman to. So 2 problems, madali lang naman to. Non-concurrent, non-parallel force system. So dito gagamitin na natin yung 3 equations of equilibrium. So they are summation fx, summation fy, and summation moment at any point O are all equal to 0. Okay? So pwede siyang mag-solve ng 3 unknowns sa system. And then kung lalagpas siyang 3 unknowns, so indeterminate structure na yon. So it means it can only be solved using the principle of strength materials and theory of structures, which is your subject for second year, second sem, yung strength of materials or MECDEF na tinatawag or mechanics of deformable bodies. And then yung theory of structures, subject niya siya sa summer ng second year and sa first sem ng third year. Okay, so a boom AB is supported in a horizontal position by hinge A. So meron kong hinge at point A. So mamaya discuss natin ano yung hinge, no? Which runs from C over a small pulley at D as shown in the figure. So compute the tension T in the cable. So ito yung nawawala. And then the horizontal and vertical components of the reaction at A. Neglect the size of the pulley at D. So meron kang nawawalang horizontal and vertical components daw ng reaction at A. So lagi yung tatandaan kapag pin support or hinge support. So, ganito yung normally yung itsura niya. So, meron kang triangle and meron siya pinagpapatungan na fixed end or fixed position na horizontal or eto. No? So, lagi yung tatandaan, meron kang 2 reactions dyan. Okay, so meron kang RY and then meron kang RX. That's why ang pinapahanap sa problem is eto. Eto pala, horizontal and vertical components of the reaction at point A. So kung lalagay ko siya dito, so meron kang AY dito and meron kang AX. And then hahatiin ko yung cable para ma-expose yung tension. Para pag dinawin ko yung FBD ng boom AB, ito na lang yung kalalabasan niya. Okay, so this is FBD of boom AB. Okay, so you have your AX and your AY. Tapos yung tension T. So saan galing yung slope niya? Yung 2, 1 square root of 5. So kung mapapansin yung triangle na malaki, which is 8 saka 4. No, so this is 8, this is 4. This is 4 square root of 5. If you solve it, no, or yung ginamitan mo ng Pythagorean theorem. So ginawa niya, dinivide lang niya yan ng 4. Kaya naging 1, 2 square root of 5. Okay, nasundan yan. And since non-concurrent, non-parallel na siya, meron ka ditong TY. And meron kang TX. That's the X and Y components. So yung TY is equal to T multiplied by 2 over square root of 5. And then yung TX naman is T times 1 over square root of 5. Okay? So, lagi yung tatandaan kapag binigyan kayo ng non-concurrent, non-parallel, ang first step lagi is summation moment at hinge. So, take note of that, no? Summation moment at hinge. So bakit? Kasi pag nag-moment ako sa A, dalawa kagad yung ma-eliminate. So it means masosolve mo si TY or si T. Okay, zero yung moment ni AX, zero yung moment ni AY. So I'll use summation moment at A is equal to 0. Okay, so unahin ko si 200, it will have a positive moment, 200 times 2, minus T times 2 over square root of 5. So that's your TY times 4. And then si TX, wala siyang moment kasi pag in-extend mo yan, tatama siya sa point A. Okay, nasusundan. And then si 100, so plus 100 times 6 is equal to 0. So lipat ko sa kabila to para siya yung maging positive. So your tension is 200 times 2 plus 100 times 6 divided by 2 over square root of 5 times 4. So what's your T? So it is 279.51, I guess. No? So solve na lang natin. So okay, so that's 279.51. It's pounds. Pounds ba? Okay, pounds. Okay, nasusundan. And then summation fx tayo is equal to 0. So your ax is going to the right. So it is a positive force. And then negative tx ka naman. So alam niyo yung tx. So a is equal to tx. So equal din siya sa t times 1 over square root of 5. So your ax is equal to 279.51 over square root of 5. So this is equal to 125 pounds. Okay, nasusundan pa ba? And then last, summation Fy tayo is equal to 0. So you have your Ay as positive, negative 200, negative 100, and positive T multiplied by 2 over square root of 5. So ano to? Ito si Ty. Okay? So equal to 0. So this is your Ay. So it is 200 plus 100 minus 279.51 times 2 over square root of 5. So this is your AY. So what's your AY? So it is 50. Tama ba? 50 pounds. Practice kayong
Opo.
mabilis mag-calculate, no? So that's positive 50 pounds. So that's your problem number 1. Okay, may question pa ba? So yung direction nito, so they are assumed directions, no? So pag nag-negative yung value na nakuha mo sa sagot, it means pabaliktad siya. So for example, in-assume natin yung AX papunta sa kanan, pero nag-negative yung value. So it means papunta siya sa kaliwa. Okay, so in-assume naman natin na pakaliwa, pero nag-negative yung value niya. So it means papunta siya sa kanan. Okay, same goes with an upward force, no? Pag in-assume mo siya na pataas, tas naging negative, so it means it is a downward force. And vice versa. Okay? Maliwanag? Okay, thank you. So problem number 2 tayo, which is the start of the next topic. Okay, so para may continuation tayo. So the truss shown in the figure P-349 is supported by a roller at A and hinge at point B. So alam niyo na hinge, no? Dalawa yung reaction niya. So you have here By and you have here your Bx. Di ba kanina napansin niyo, si AX papunta sa kanan. Dito naman papunta siya sa kaliwa. Bakit? Kasi yung force natin papunta sa kanan. So para mag-oppose sila, para mapunta tayo sa equilibrium, dapat oppositely directed sila. Okay? And then your roller, so pag sinabing roller, ganito yung symbol niya minsan. So cone na may wheels, no? And then minsan ganyan lang siya. Okay, so paano yung reaction niya? So ang reaction niya is perpendicular dun sa surface kung saan nakapatong yung roller. So for example, ayan. So this is your R. So this time RY siya. No, and then paano pag naging ganito yung figure mo? Tapos nandyan yung roller. So ang reaction mo nun will be perpendicular pa rin dun sa surface natin. Okay? So this is your AY. So ano first step natin? Yung binanggit ko kanina. Summation moment at hello. Nakikinig pa ba? Hindi na yata eh. Stop na natin.
Sir, wag.
Meron ba po, sir?
Meron
Sabi
din po.
Nakinig po, sir.
Summation moment at nakalimutan na agad. Ito, ano to? Summation moment at hingi. Now, at hinge. So, moment tayo sa point B. Okay, so pag nag-moment ako sa B, so ito yung moment niya. So, negative 400 times 36. Okay, so ito siya. Distance niya is 312, so that's 36. And then plus 240 times 16. Ito. So clockwise and then 16 yung distance niya. And then minus AY counterclockwise times 24. And then clockwise ba? Counterclockwise ba? Clockwise yung AY. Counterclockwise.
Counter po.
So counter ba? Clockwise. Ayan, pupunta siya dito. And then yung 600 yung counterclockwise. Okay, so what's your AY? Ito, di ko nakabisado to. So it is, so, sulat na natin. Sige. So what's your AY? So nilipat ko lahat ng constant sa kabilaan, kaya sila yung nag-change sign. What's your answer?
740.
Oh, 740. So tama yan. Divided by 24. So that's 740. It's still in pounds. And then summation FX. So it is 240 pounds positive papunta sa kanan, and then negative BX which is papunta sa kaliwa. So silang dalawa lang, therefore your BX is also 240 pounds. Okay, and then summation FY tayo is equal to 0. So you have negative 400 plus AY which is 740, and then minus 600 plus BY is equal to 0. So this is your BY. So it is 400 plus 600 minus 740. So this is your BY. Tama ba? 260.
Opo.
So that's 1,000 minus 740. So that's 260. Okay? So that's the conclusion ng equilibrium. So attendance lang tayo before we leave. Gusto niyo pa ba mag-attendance o huwag na?
Attendance, sir.
Putik, talo na yung talo yung T1. Pangit ng drop. So attendance lang tayo. Grade 11. May grade 11 ba sa inyo? Exam. Kaya malapit na rin midterms nyo, no? After Holy Week. After, ano yata, November 1, November 2. the following week. So, dash 3 ng QC. Binugbog sila ko. Okay. John Allen,
Present po, sir.
Clint, Dahlia,
Present po, sir.
Risa,
Present po.
Arnold,
Present po.
Desiree,
Present po.
Kyla Buwan. Okay, nandyan si Kyla kanina. Ay, nandyan pa siya. TJ,